Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us here at Big Number One Motorsports to check out the new Hisun HS750 Crew with fuel injection and power steering. This thing is an epic value, so let's talk about it a little bit. All right guys, so Hisun, the company itself, is a newer company for us, but they've been doing things, making strides in the power sports industry for quite a while. They've actually been producing UTVs and parts for UTVs for the past several years for the industry, but a few years ago they came out with a 300 square foot facility in McKinney, Texas, where now they are producing their own brand, which is Hisun. They're coming with a lot of things to really build up the value of this machine, to prove themselves as a competitor in the market, warranty, accessories, features like power steering, which is a great feature. Power steering on a vehicle like this is almost a necessity. So no matter who's driving it, whether you're old or a little bit younger, as long as you meet that 16-year-old age requirement, you're gonna be able to turn this thing pretty easily due to the power steering. And what that's gonna do is make you wanna ride in it longer. It's gonna make work around the farm or riding through the trails a lot easier for you. Again, guys, like I said, with the value of Hisun, with this particular model especially, they're really incorporating a lot of things that are going to help build the value up to help get their name out there, being a somewhat newer brand. So not only does it come with power steering, it's also fuel injected, which is great. So the fuel injection, what it's going to do for you is you're going to be able to come in here with a key and start this thing up, not have to worry about pulling a choke, waiting for it to warm up, cleaning a carburetor. No matter the elevation, the fuel injector actually accounts for O2 levels and whatnot, so this thing is going to run top notch no matter where you're really riding it. Adding to the value, they've added a bunch of accessories. Accessories are the first thing that people are going to go to when they first get their new UTV, so a lot of the stuff it's taken out the door for you to not have to worry about buying after the fact. I like to start with the heavy-duty front bumper combined with 4,500 pound synthetic rope winch. That is freaking solid. I love that. Also, you're getting a two-piece windshield. So in the wintertime, you got the full windshield to keep the wind and cold air off of you. But in the summertime, take the top half off. You've got a half windshield to deflect the wind and the rocks and dirt and things like that. But you still got some air flowing through to keep you nice and cool. Also, the top on this thing covers the entire length of the cab, and that's going to keep all your passengers from getting sunburnt and beat down by the sun on a hot summer day. All right guys, so starting looking inside this vehicle, when you're looking at a side-by-side what to purchase, you're going to look at your own body type and size and the rest of your family and see what fits. I'm about 5'10", 200 pounds, and I fit in this thing, and I feel like there's still plenty of room. My knees aren't anywhere close to the dash, so if I come to a hard braking situation, I'm not going to crush my knees into the dash. As far as room to grow, I may not be growing anymore, my family is, so I've got room for them to get taller and taller. I like how this thing has individual bucket seats rather than a bench seat, and what that's doing for you when you're buckled in is keeping you from sliding back and forth when you're turning really hard in the trails and whatnot. Same thing with your family. You feel locked in, you feel stable, you're going to feel more confident to do potentially sportier things with this machine. Okay guys, there's a few things you come to expect with utility side-by-sides, and a dump bed is one that you should always expect to come with a utility side-by-side. It's pretty much industry standard now, but what's not industry standard is the fact that this thing has a metal bed. Most of them are going to be a polymer plastic. If you treat it too rough, you can potentially puncture holes into it, leaves deep gouges in the plastic, and just keeps it not looking well, and also the functionality goes down the hill when you start beating this thing up. Not only does it have a metal dump bed, it's easy to dump. Hydraulic assisters with one finger brings this thing right on up with the weight that's in there that the capacity stands for. Everything's rolling out the deck. Rocks, mulch, gravel, whatever you need, this is going to handle that for you immaculately, accompanied by cup holders to where you're going to be able to keep your drinks and stay cool. This thing is a great machine for the value. Come and check it out. I've got one or two left. They're not going to last long. Give me a call at Big Number One Motorsports. My name is James, and the number to reach me on is 205-942-3313, and ask for James.